Hey, welcome back to the channel. Yogotti Fez plead for Young Dolph setup, bust 8 CMG affiliate members. Even Young Dolph's uncle came down because he's Marcus Thornton Sr. That's Young Dolph's brother's dad. And he came down as a part of the family and told them that you could not let these folks get inside Orange Mountain and get inside Castalia because they tried to destroy the Young Dolph mural. If nobody was gonna get back for Dolph, it was gonna be his uncle that came down to actually put the order and everything in. Because you gotta understand that when CEO TZ pulled up, they battled it out. They battled it out, and ultimately they had to find a way to throw CEO TZ in the ditch because they know that the Skycam had caught everything that was going on, but they know how to disconnect it. This is the same reason why the Makita's footage was missing, is because everybody knows for a fact that if you find the right wires, you could clip them, and that's how the footage goes missing right before they enter. A lot of people do this, whether it's like you've seen it many times where they said in the news that they clipped the power before they went in, and this is why that the cameras were not working. The shut-off valve is right on the side of the door, and guess where everybody said the witnesses where the guys was coming from? The back or the side of the door. To somebody who was there opening the door that morning at 9 a.m., they know where the switch is, they know where the control panel is, and took them right to there. The footage doesn't just come up missing for no reason. It's supposed to be sent to the cloud for you to be able to download it. And so when they said that it was actually invalidly saved, that's why the feds went and raided in and got the computer at the office, man, because we need to see exactly who pulled up, if it was actually Young Dolph in there for more than 5 minutes or less than, because they're saying the first instinct, they said in the interview that it was inside the store, everything was inside the store, and that the owners were there. But then they switched it up after they interviewed him when the DA got there, and they started putting a caution tape flag on there. They wouldn't let Key Glock on the scene because he knows directly and is related to the cookie girl. And so that was gonna cause him to jump in and intervene. And this is why the story ended up changing up, because when they started seeing the PRE dudes show up, they knew that they could not say on the camera it was inside the store. They had to change it up because they had the hitters right there. They had the van filled with people. They brought Young Dolph Sprinter van filled with the PRE dudes. And Makita's and everybody was looking outside, and they saying, hold on, we cannot tell them what happened while they looking, because they'll slide right now and jump the gates.
And they already said that somebody was the main one that set up Young Dolph, and we know who that somebody was. We ain't gonna even mention their name, but we know for a fact that CEO TZ, the reason why he even got in this situation to the point where he was stuck in Orange Mound and couldn't get up out that jam. People know for a fact the same people who he was in cahoots with, those are the same people who sent Young Dolph, you feel me, the message up in Makita's. We can sit back and really look at this and pay close attention to the faces, and a lot of people got their hand on their chin right now because they trying to figure out, like, did Jay-Z tell Yo Gotti fall back from this Young Dolph situation? Because Jay-Z was the main one who knew it was a cover-up. Jay-Z knew that they tried to cover it all up, because this is what Makita Raven said. Makita Raven said that everybody in PRE tried to cover up the fact that it was people that ran down on Makita Raven them shop 2 weeks before that even happened. And then that's when the footage got destroyed, but then they got new ADT. Y'all gotta look at the fact that you cannot sit there and break in no place unless you go to the back or the side and clip the wires. If you clip the wires, this is something that you can take full, like, accountability of, because we know for a fact that it was too many people back there. It was Buddy them from Trula Mafia that they said it. And this is coming from Memphis. Few people said that it was the two dudes that ran right up in Family Dollar They said that they was from True the Mafia. Who's to say? Allegedly. I want you guys to really look at what's going on, because it's a lot of people sitting back not really paying attention to the fact that Moneybaggyo, he didn't want to get involved in none of this. This is why they didn't include him in the RICO, because he was out of town when it happened. Everybody know for a fact that Ari's cousin's birthday, he was there. Everybody saw him there. He went live there. And people already know for a fact it was Youngsta who basically had the animosity towards Young Dolph. And I know a lot of people gonna say in the comments that Youngsta was the main one who put the hit on that, but like, I want y'all to look at the fact that they was cool once upon a time, man. And then they got into it, man. Like, the reason that they got into it was petty, but we know for a fact that they could have avoided all of it. And them dudes wouldn't have been standing in the back of Makita. They had to walk past that little gate with the no trespassing sign. They opened the gate. They walked in the yard. Once they went back there, they had two dudes to stand right there and watch, just so they can make sure nobody come back there or even come off the side of Family Dollar to basically spot them breaking in, you feel me? Right before they broke in Makita's, the dudes who sent Dolph up, they went to the power box, and we already know for a fact, if anybody saw the B&E, you feel me, this is what they do.
And if you look closely in the back of the Jerry Pierre video, when he was standing in front of the Makitas, you could see the dude jump out the Bentley and walk through the yard and go right to the panel on the side. He put the lever down, and you see everything start flickering, all the electronics. And then if you fast forward to when they started gating off and boarding up the front of the Makita's windows, that's when you see the 3 technicians on the side with the electrical tape wrapping it up. I told y'all 8 months ago that it was the cable guy who was up on top of the ladder working on the pole. The cable guy had the whole remote switch to everything that was happening down the road, everything that had, and he was on the sky cam. He was up elevated and was literally climbing up and was in a little box. He crouched down. As soon as he clipped something, the dude pushed the lever down on the side of the cookie shop, and that's when you seen the door get jammed up. Dolph couldn't get out of there right when he was trying to escape. They had everything on the walkie-talkies with a 30-mile radius. This is the same reason why they said that they heard chirps coming out the Bentley truck when it was parked down the street. People was walking by it thinking it was something to do with the feds, because everybody knows MPD is on airways. MPD's on airways, and the airport is down the road, man. And the cookie shop is right in between where Dolph was, the Bentley truck, the cable guy, Moneybaggyo, Blac Youngsta, Govan, Big Jook, Lil Migo, Sean Dale Barnett, Cornelius Smith, Straight Drop, Devin Burns, and 3 other associates that was actually connected to the whole entire ringleader organization. And this is the reason why everybody's saying that this was a setup from the jump. You cannot have 11 people on the scene unaccounted for when the reports came back saying that the first person there was Keosha Jones and her boyfriend. Man, Keosha Jones and her boyfriend know exactly what's going on, and this is the reason why he went missing for 3 weeks, came back, and looked like a completely different person. We haven't heard from them since. As soon as they collected the reward to hand over the rights to the footage and wipe out their cell phones from the TBI, we had never talked to them again. They moved them all the way out to Western Michigan to be in the witness protection program. And at the same exact time that Marcus Thornton Jr. and Nia J had gotten their own ordeal, because everybody knows that at that time Memphis was not the right place for them, so they had to put them in the protection program. And this was they didn't have no choice, because the feds took over the Young Dolph case. If you don't know this by now, you will understand that the feds is the person who's in charge of the RICO. The RICO is not put on by MPD. I'm gonna say this again in case you don't understand. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section, because the feds is in charge of the RICO, and there's no negotiating that. It's up to them to decide who did it and who to put the blame on. And at this current moment, it looks like they're getting every suspect to turn on the main guy who sent the bread.
This is why Zebo instantly he had to speak out and respond to the whole RICO. He didn't want Yogotti to go down because he knew what ties he had with Yogotti. He don't want to mess up his stream. You feel me? He instantly be kicking it with Yogotti. They be going out. He be in Yogotti Phantom. And everybody already know the ghost. Boy, we already know for a fact that Yogotti, he got the Lamborghini, the same one that they always take pictures in. Zebo, he paid Big Jip to keep Key Glock away from Makitas throughout that whole weekend. I want you guys to look at that because on November 17th, RIP Young Dolph, I want y'all to throw the Dolphins in the comment section. I want y'all to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button as soon as you come in. We know for a fact that Zebo and his affiliates, they literally were funding Yogotti, and you know for a fact that Yogotti has the RICO that's out right now, and Yogotti, he, like one day they're gonna take him down, but they're trying to get basically the weaklings of CMG. That's why they just locked Mozzie up, and a lot of people sit back and ask, why is the whole CMG getting booked? Is Blac Youngsta next? Blac Youngsta, he was implemented in everything that went on with Young Dolph, and we have brand new Young Dolph updates that basically it points to Shondell Burnett. We know for a fact who was out there in Indiana, who was funding them out there in Indiana. This is what Straight Drop got caught at. A lot of people sit back and think that the whole story about Young Dolph being out there funding Chula Mafia, helping Double R, this is something that we knew would clash one day, one way or another. Key Glock was supposed to be right there. Key Glock was the main one there when everything went down with every other situation. People sit back and think that this was something that couldn't have been avoided. But we know for a fact that it's over with now because CMG is getting taken down for the RICO.
And when they raided Big Juke office, they found the check, and in the corner of the check, they zoomed in with and saw that it says Zebo on it. This is how they knew it was exactly coming from the hit, because it was allegedly connected to Young Dolph's situation, man. And one thing you gotta know is that they're getting down to the bottom and figuring out who's really paying Trula, who pays CEO TZ to go to Orange Mound. Because when CEO TZ went to Orange Mound, he didn't just get randomly hit up. He tried to slide on Dolph folks, and they got the get back before he could even leave the block and everything like that. I want y'all to understand how this has greatly impacted Govon's whole parole hearing, due to the fact that when TZ got taken out, it was under one condition that Govon couldn't have any of his co-defendants fall down during this time. And TZ was supposed to take the stand next. This is why he was gonna give them the information to get Devin Burns in custody. And the DA is looking at this and speaking right now to everybody, and CMG had a meeting and they huddled together and they decided that they're gonna have to cut ties and part ways, because this RICO is a serious thing, that it's 101%. Like, they cannot avoid this due to the fact that the DA is seeking justice for Young Dolph, and everybody in Memphis is seconding that motion.
The prosecutors, they presented the RICO about 6 months ago. A lot of people was there to basically hear the 402 conference, which let Govan out, and which basically got Big Juke taken in. Everybody saw Straight Drop and Cornelia Smith. They showed up to court. They locked up, so they gotta show up to court, you guys. So I wanna let you guys know that the people that was in the audience, it was mostly people who Young Dolph family basically had to go there. They had to have a lot of people there to support the fact that Young Dolph got sent up in that cookie shop. And y'all know what I'm talking about. This is something that we all see every week, every month, every year. A lot of people don't pay attention to the fact that Straight Drop, him and Cornelius Smith, Covington, y'all know what happened in Covington. They said that it was like 2 or 3, like they spent the bin like 2 or 3 times before they even went and hit up Young Dolph, because they said they like somebody got robbed or something, but they spotted the white car, and this is the same white car. The same white car. Everybody know this. And Young Dolph, he knew who that guy was who pulled up, because they had on the masses, but they said PRE Wu was the shooter. I want you guys to look at everything that's going on, and the evidence is pointing back to PRE Wu. PRE Wu. If y'all think that PRE Wu has something to do with this, because like they said that he did this, when we all know for a fact who locked up for it, people can't really pay attention and put their finger on who really was involved, besides the same 5 to 6 people who got locked up. And this is something that we all really can pay attention to, man, because the footage from Makita's, it leads back to yogotti people. And nobody just say that this is, you feel me, this is that. No, it's already out there. Everybody sit there, they gonna have a controversy in the comment section, but we already know it's okay. It is what it is, man, because yogotti, he know what he did. I want you to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I want you to basically give your input. Let me know who you rocking with. If you rocking with CMG, throw that in the comment section. If you rocking with PRE, man, let me know. Throw them dolphins down in the comment section.